Assalamu alaikum. So, sorry, okay, I want to get back to what I was talking about before. So, basically, what's going on? What is this programmable matter? What is the Akhir Zaman issues that we're going through right now, and the Islamic eschatology or eschatology of all religions about what's going on right now? And if you don't know about eschatology, I would suggest you open your browser and you go look at eschatology, and you see all of the synchronicity between all the religions about end time events. And in my opinion, these are all kind of rituals also, but at the same time, I think there's different versions, because every decision we make, we go into a different experience from like a quantum universe that we live in is not just defined by one state. It is many states, and that's why I think we're reaching this problem that we're going through right now, because we actually don't understand which time zone we're in. And I know some people say that sounds crazy, but we have to go and look back at history. Who were the Goliath people that came to earth before the flood, the Nephilim? All of these stories, they're in the Quran also. Jalut is the Goliath in Nabi Dawood. He is battling Goliath. It talks very shortly about this. Before he comes king, he defeats Goliath. Now, this is around the time of the flood, the antediluvian period. And during this period, we don't really understand much in the Quranic sense about the story. In the Bible, they state more, and it becomes a little bit more confusing also. But we can assume that these giants are not good people. And if we look in the Egyptian hieroglyphs, we will see that there is big creators or gods that they called themselves, men who declared themselves as gods, demigods, and then there's miniature replicas or copies of these creatures or people. Some of them don't look human at all. Some of them look half man, like a chimera, a mix between man and this animal. So we have to understand what is going on and what are these stories in history, and what is this period that we don't know much about. Especially as Muslims, we just say, well, this is not really part of it. And that's why I'm a little bit worried about this whole Akhir Zaman and the hadiths and what we accept, and the Wahhabis narrating the hadiths and declaring that certain hadiths are authentic and other ones are not authentic, especially when it comes to Akhir Zaman and what we're dealing with now. Because there are some things we just don't have the answers to. Like, we don't really know much about these sort of events. We don't know much about what was the reason for it. So we have to step back for a second and start to look at the deeper things and the holes and some clues. Like Abu Huraira, he said that he could not compile and narrate all of the hadiths from Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, because these hadiths, if he was going to give us the full truth about the narrations, that they would be destroyed immediately and he would be killed, kind of like the Freemasons will kill certain people for revealing the secrets. And I think that is part of what we have to understand, is there is deep secrets that are going on. I mean, even around the time of what the Quraysh were doing and everything. I'm not trying to say that Islam is not a pure religion or anything, but I believe that there's been so many forces that are trying to ruin Islam, and we can see it every day. We can see these people, radicals, who claim that they're Muslim, and they're not Muslim. They are going around defiling God's commands. And this is a big problem for Muslims, that the world is seeing these things and they're not able to distinguish, is that a Muslim, or is it a confused Muslim? Is it the one that is illiterate, that doesn't know what the rules are? That is a big problem that we're going through nowadays. And I think that, you know, we're basically being lied to about so many things. And like, I'm not saying that God has not like put a test on us for this. I mean, this is a huge test. These like end time events, everything that we are witnessing happening, everything the Prophet ﷺ warned us about that is coming about, is happening right in front of our eyes. The towers are becoming to the sky, you know, like Tower of Babel, this kind of story that, you know, in Dubai, the camel herders are building these huge skyscrapers that cost billions of dollars with gold toilets in them. And, you know, they're spending millions of dollars just pushing sand out into the ocean to create a little artificial islands. You know, the extreme amount of waste of money, especially in the Muslim community, is atrocious. And Muslims, you know, we're accountable for that. And if you don't say that this is wrong, you know, you're with the problem. We have many Muslims in third world countries that are starving in Africa, and like the Muslims in Dubai, they are turning their backs. The Saudis, they're turning their backs. You know, in Lebanon, they're throwing these $1,000 parties and, you know, drinking and doing drugs in Lebanon, and it's an offshore kind of like a criminal mafia hangout. You know, we have huge problems as a Muslim community, and we pretend it doesn't happen. And this is a big problem, is that I'm one of the few who complains about this kind of thing. I'm a new Muslim, and I'm sincerely, you know, I turned to this religion because of harassment, death threats, like so many complicated issues came into my life. And a young Pakistan boy shared with me some videos called The Rivals about Islam, and it was showing completely everything that was going on in my life, like the whole world. It is revealing everything that is going wrong. And I accept that Islam is the truth, that it is revealing these things as the truth. But on the side note is that there is Muslims out there who do not want the religion to be controlled by the truth. They don't want that. And those people, they don't want to see me or other people tell you the truth at all. They will try to stop this video or me speaking to people about this. I mean, it is going to so far as to where I don't even know if I can give you the message that I'm trying to tell you, because there's so much manipulation in reality that's going on. It's crazy. We don't even, you know, we don't even want to accept that. So I want to try to explain that, you know, these events that happened before, I've made an account that is a non-Muslim account, and I'm starting to divulge information. And many Muslims will say, well, this is not good. You're teaching people or telling them about, you know, the darkness in the world. Well, you know what? Humanity, there's a lot of darkness, and it doesn't matter if you believe in Islam or not, or about you believe in God or not. You should know that there is dark, evil stuff going on in the world, and all you would have to do is like go on the dark net, which I don't even want to ever go on to, because I've heard of the stories of the snuff films, and the pornography that they have on there is atrocious, and all of these things that exist on there. And I suggest none of you really go there, but if you do, you know, don't stay on that thing very long, because like some people said, if you look into the abyss, this sin that goes on in that dark net, you will become consumed inside that world. And the stuff that is there, that if you just like listen to people talk about what is there, you know, that is just a confirmation that there's a whole other world going on that we don't even know what's going on. Like the Ghaib, in Islam we call it the unseen world. This unseen world is atrocious and crazy and disgusting. It's so unbelievable that we as society don't even want to think about it. And this is a big problem, is because there is a world going on that is trying to destroy our humanity belief system of good humanity, like striving for goodness and justice. Every good deed we do, they try to destroy it. They are like the abomination of creation. They are completely the worst thing that could ever be created. It is there. It is in our existence. And I believe CERN has opened the gateway for that. And now we are like at maybe odds to ends with this kind of system, and this is almost like it feels to me when I research all this that is a ritual by the dark powers that exist, and they want us to be a slave of